Hey y'all, it's Jenni Moseley
and Dr. Ryan Reeves.
And we are here live with the Elevate Effect. It's time to take the dental field to a whole nother level. Fly with me, folks. Let's get real and let's get uncomfortable. All right, so welcome everybody. Yay.
Another episode.
How are you doing today?
Better.
Yay, me too. Look good.
Oh,
I do like Ryan's, if y'all want to shout out to get Ryan's facial hair, it is incredible.
To get it.
Oh, you know what I mean. To say what you think, because I love it.
Just keep it to yourself.
It's amazing. It covers up the beauty. No, yeah, you do look great. It looks great.
Well, thank you.
So want to give a shout out to Kathy from New Jersey, by the way. She is just a Elevate follower from Jump, and she was giving us some feedback from some of the podcasts. And so I said, you know what, we're going to, well, actually I didn't, Ryan did. I didn't get no credit. He said, let's give her a shout out. So
yeah, shout out Kathy.
Shout out awesome. Kathy. Way to go. Boom. So you do that very well. Now, there's a photo of us where I was trying to do it with you next to me, and I look horrible. Like, you're like so cool at it, and I'm like, whoa, not good. So I need to practice. Like, my body tends to lean away. It looks really bad, and you're just like in it, like, like I think they taught you that in the photographs, right? Or if you?
Oh no, that's just me.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's get to our thing.
Yeah. So a listener sent something to us,
yep.
And you want to read it?
No, I think your voice is better.
Oh, great. So how to create a team culture where we win for each other. Not about metrics, filling the schedule, open time, asking people to stay late, coming early for a crown prep because we're taking care of the patient. Are we really? Can a leader with a different vision survive or change such a culture? I'll be honest. Ryan and I have talked about this numerous times.
Lot. And it keeps changing every time we talk about it.
It's weird, isn't it?
Well, I think it's funny. I think a lot of it depends on what our headspace is when we're talking about it.
Where is yours now?
Let's find out.
Okay. So when we talk about this each time, honestly, and we're looking down because we wrote it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what are you looking at?
Yeah,
when we're old and we can't remember. No, but what's interesting about it is the word culture to me is really fascinating. I mean, culture, when you look it up online, it says, a group of people that share the same values and shares the same perspective. And so it's funny because culture next to win, it's like, do you guys, do teams know what winning is for each other? And then do you create the culture to actually foster it? And I think the word culture is something that is not brought up enough in dental practices because you can't win when you're all not rowing together. So past that first sentence, it's just hard for us because, to be honest, past the first sentence, it's almost ludicrous. Like, you're so brilliant for even sending in the first sentence. You could have even just said the first sentence and we probably would have guessed the rest, because the person that wants the first sentence, whoever sent that in, you're a killer. Like, you're a team member that understands that the culture's wrong and understands that you're not winning together. So that alone for us was really cool.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, all the things, filling time and all that. I mean, for you being a dentist that was in a general setting a long time ago to what you have now, you can't even imagine being back there, can you? Or
no.
Are you wanting to go today?
Some days, no. Yeah, so just a lot to this, right? And I think that you said a whole lot in the intro here about creating a win for each other. First, you got to know what winning for each other is. What is winning for the leader? What is winning for the doctor if the doctor isn't the leader? What is winning for the team members? And knowing all of those things, kind of working back from there, because the end of this is, can a leader with a different vision survive or change such culture? So, within that, it's you all have to share the same vision, right? I mean, it's like being on a rowboat and half of you are paddling one way or a couple are paddling the other way.
Why you're not going anywhere.
You're not going to, right. You're not going to move forward. And so, but I also don't want to be defeatist and say that the answer is no, because it just might be that it hasn't been defined yet.
It's
not
not
clearly
clear.
enough, and or it's the wrong vision. It's an old vision, and things have changed since the initial vision was created. Maybe they didn't really understand what creating a vision was when it happened.
And like you said, maybe there isn't even one.
Right. And also we only know what we know, and we don't know what we don't know. So there's a lot that we might be very intrigued by, but we just don't even know it exists. So we're just like, no, fill the schedule. That's winning.
Right. I
You
mean,
know, I
right.
mean, that's as opposed to, oh, wait, we can win financially and not fill the schedule. Wow, that's even better. Right. You know, so I
the
mean,
power of the
there's,
depth of, again, goals. So redundant, but it's so true. It's like, everything in the last couple of weeks that I've kind of read and listened to, it's weird how it worked, but the even this other, you ever heard of Keenan, this guy? Okay. So even he talks about this too, where it's like, you either have one superstar that you pay a bunch of money for, and yeah, you'll win a lot, and you'll win a lot while they're there, or you can grab 4 or 5 people that all share the same vision and spread the money amongst all of them and train them the same way. And you have longevity, you have efficiency, you have a lot more in going for you than just flat winning all the time. Because winning all the time isn't really always winning. With winning, there's a lot of things that come. I mean, what about all the other people? Are they really winning? So it's like you have like a basketball team, and you have a couple superstars on there just so you can win. And, then all of a sudden they're not there, or they get sponsored to go somewhere else. And now everybody that's left never even learned what to do to even hold the team up. It's like, or do you just spend your efforts? It's like, I'm an Alabama fan. And I'm an adopted fan, but I truly believe that everyone should go to the bottom at once in their life, or a few times in their life. You don't want to ever stay at the top, because, when you're at the bottom, you really see clearer as to how to get there. When you're at the top, you never see higher. Who wants to ever be there? And so to me, a culture in a dental practice is sometimes, and you speak to this, Ryan, to help, but I feel like dentists always want the top. They always want the top. Then they constantly, and then when they hit the top, they go higher. Then they go higher. Then they go higher. And so it's like, then, like for us, I mean, we are inviting, not always inviting it, but it's like this ebb and flow. You got to lose to gain higher. You got to lose to then get higher. You can't just go higher, then higher again, then higher again. That will die. Trust me, it'll die. Or the people you're making to do it will leave. It will kill people. So you got to flow it back and forth. So like what Ryan said, what is winning? I mean, to me, sometimes failure is winning. So talk to your boss or your doctor and, just say to him or her, listen, can you tell me what's your true vision? Like, what do you want in a mission statement? What would you want to have accomplished in a day, a week, and a month here? And then say, okay, well, may I mention a few things? Is filling the schedule just to fill it? Is that fit in that? Does working late fit in that? Does, just hold it accountable. I think a lot of times just the fear of that conversation keeps it from even happening or getting somewhere. I think we said this before. Some people are even just afraid of going and saying, hey, is that really what you want to do? Do you really want to do that? I think that fear is one of the hardest parts. I just, again, vomited. It's the space I'm in.
No,
so
it's good. I thought it was
you don't even
good.
know what I just said. You didn't even listen. Your headspace is completely somewhere else. I can tell by your eyes. You're literally somewhere else. You have no clue.
I hang on every word you say. I can't regurgitate it. Fear. I have lots of it.
Oh my gosh. It is unreal how much fear. It's weird because you will get into a car. I wouldn't even do that. Our fear is complete opposites. It's weird. Like, you will literally drive in a car and flip it around 52 times. But walking into a room with a patient it's really interesting. But again, that's why he makes us all very special. So talk to your boss, your doctor, whatever. And yes, can you change the culture and survive? Heck yeah. But you have to have the same vision. So if you can't, as we've discussed before, if the vision cannot be connected, like we can have days where we want to shoot each other. Many.
Yeah.
More than you want. To me, that's fun though. Cause see, you go up and down. It's like, who wants to go blue? I mean, we glorious. Get closer each time. No, but because our visions align, we know that no matter what happens, we're always going to come back and we're always going to go, okay, I mean, we're still doing this for that same reason. So, and that is what makes that submission hard for us to even fathom, because I couldn't imagine, well, I can imagine now, being a part of something when you see somebody and you do say, you're looking at them and going, God, they seem happy, but yet it wasn't fun doing that. So you don't want to disappoint somebody by saying, man, that is not fun for me.
Right.
Because they seem happy that it was done. So you just want to question them. That's why I feel like you should sit down and have the vision conversation first to learn truly what theirs is. Then you can hold accountable and question the decisions to go, that seems like it's against what you really want. If you find out the vision is that, then you have to make your own decision to stay or not to stay.
Well, that's a good point. So the speaking about the vision, I think it's important to co-develop the vision with your team.
Agreed.
And
who really does that? Not many.
No, and it's not that you shouldn't do it on your own first, because I think you can. You can have many, depending on whether it's work or whether it's professional, personal, spiritual, whatever it is. I mean, obviously we're talking about practice, but what your vision is, it's not like, I don't want, it's like, okay, if we don't say the exact same words, our visions don't align, right? We're going to interpret, things differently. And so when you come up with your vision, when you co-develop your vision with your team, it would be good to clarify and kind of what you were saying earlier, like, hey, doc, that was not really, like, what happened there was not really in line with the vision. Do we need to either change the vision, or was that just kind of, you didn't see that
exception or right, yeah, let's talk about it.
And so, cause it's not that you're not going to make a misstep, or, something's going to happen where it doesn't follow the vision exactly. So then it's okay. Well, is this an exception, or is our vision not quite as clear as we thought?
Well, it's just like patience. I mean, going back again to yesterday's conversation, at the beginning of the conversation, she was being very, very, what's the word? She was confusing me.
She was confusing me as well.
She was saying things, but yet saying things that what she didn't want to do, and then that she did. So I was trying to get to put her on blast, but not make her feel uncomfortable. And it got to a point where I feel like she got a little uncomfortable. And I was like, I was uncomfortable.
That was after I left.
No. It was not after you left.
What was the part where she got uncomfortable?
I don't think you were looking at her face, because I don't know if by that point you might have just been fuming. But, at the beginning when we were, or I was, what is it called? Positioning things. Like, she would say something and I would go, I'm confused. You said you wanted this, but now you're saying this. That's confusing. Or you have temporaries and you're telling me that you don't want, like, that doesn't even make sense.
Right.
And you could see in her face, at some point as to why the minute that she felt something is when she finally said, no, I really want it. I think the disruption for her truly is she's got this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy. I mean, there's just a ton of people trying to guide her. Plus, we have ozone. And when you have certain things, holistic things in your practice, it's going to attract holistic folk. It just is. I've dealt with this for years, even back in the day with my old whatever. We had the halimeter, whatever you want to call it. That, whoo! I mean, the people that all they wanted was to just test their breath. That is it. And literally, you got the halimeter or I need to test my breath. I'm like, oh my, it was, or then it became mercury free. Now it's ozone. And that's why my concerns with getting that at the beginning were this, was like, get ready, because this is going to do that same thing. And here we are. We're dealing with the same thing, folks. They want the approach. So you got to deal with it. That is our fault. What's really funny is the original guidance of having it now doesn't even believe in it because it ruins things. You know that, right? Okay. Anyway. So with that, the point is that the conversation, like what Ryan was saying is deep down. We have had very deep conversations. There are specific people that I know that I would not put him with anymore. I know that I will not accept to even be a patient anymore. We've made those mistakes. We've learned, like I said, failures are great because you learn from it. This is not one of those. He is literally going to change her life in such a positive way. Well, she needs him. And does she need his voice? No. Does she need anything other than his skill? No. So having two people that have an alignment of a vision allows for this to happen. And so if you are this person submitting this in, and it sounds like you're a killer person because you are recognizing that something doesn't match something, that's huge. Then just find out what it is, because you may be the piece to the dentist that he can or she can't. You know, it's hard to change habitual things for 20, 30 years. Plus, like Ryan has clearly explained to me over and over again, that doing the dentistry tends to, like we tend to just go, no big deal. It's just a dentistry. Just do it. And that's not true. That's not true. But they have a lot of pressure. They have a lot of expectations. There's a lot of it. So sometimes they're quick to responses of being a dentist. And so they just need somebody who can help them stay clear to their vision when they're stuck in the suck. And they're
stuck in the way to bring back.
Way to tie that together.
Cooked in the squat. That was beautiful.
Cooked in the squat, yeah. But because truly, there is no doubt in my mind that the people that I put with you need you. And unfortunately, there's some going to be really rough, and we can do this together. But this is surely, I'm telling you, this is what the ozone brings. Great. So, needless to say, that we would say steps, Ryan, right? Sit down, ask about what the vision is if you don't know it. If you guys say a vision, maybe sit down and go, hey, can we walk through it together? Is it still what you see or what you believe? And if they say yes, if all of that goes well, then question the things that were done to the vision. You may never have to get to that, because it may be that this dentist or your boss or your partner or whatever says, you know what, it's time to change it.
Right.
Or, you know what, I don't believe that anymore. And the reason why this was brought up, because it connects to sales, it connects to all of it. A patient will walk in stinking thinking already. They've got their own brain thoughts before they walk in. Your goal, just like this, the dentist, he's got his own thoughts before he walks in a room. There's an emergency. He goes, oh, cool, we can do a crown. Let's do it. Sometimes you just need to sit down and go, okay, let's talk about this for a second. Do we want to really quickly do this, or do we want to try to think about doing something better for this patient? Be the visionary, be the person that holds true to it, because sometimes they have to just be them, and it's annoying. Believe me, it's just like, like I said, the facial, I need it. Like when I first met Ryan, we had a boom. Okay. But then it was awesome.
A long time ago.
Yeah, okay. But then
she
I
was
was
a
like, you
huge
know
fan
what?
from
He
jump.
had this scruff one day. I was like, ooh, now we're talking. The reason why is because Ryan, I think most of the dentists, that's why I believe in personal branding. I think all of you dentists should personally brand yourselves. You will become so much more qualified to me as a dentist because you will allow to have parts of who you really are come out. And so when you see the facial hair on him, you just see him down the hall and you go, okay, he's still there. He's still there. This guy that I adore is there. He's there. Because if I didn't see it, I'd really want to shoot myself. And the dental guy, and so again, back to the people. I mean, you got to let them be dentists, and they were trained a certain way, and this is different high level stuff, and you can easily forget. So you have to have somebody who can, hold you to it.
And also these things that look that could be taken negative. Filling the schedule. Open time, taking care of patients.
All about metrics.
Yeah, all about metrics. Again, you can spin all of those things to be either positive or negative, right? And I think just sometimes it's just a paradigm shift, not that like if you're just explaining something the right way and I mean the benefit, right? It's all about the benefit, right? And so
totally
seeing dentists can get behind a lot more things than you think we can. We just got to see the end game. We got to see the benefit because we're weighing a lot of different things all the time. And you all are too in your own ways. I get that. We're all dealing with our own stuff. But as somebody who's, the person who really can kind of, shut the whole thing down by just quitting or doing something stupid and losing their license or something of that magnitude that truly is life-changing, that stuff creeps into a lot of our decisions, unfortunately.
I get it. I
so
cannot imagine. I really, I appreciate it. And it is not to discredit that. It's actually to help the environment not allow you to stress about it.
Yeah,
but it's,
absolutely.
Please know it's not desensitizing it.
And a lot of these things that might be winning for the dentist, I'm making a little bit of an assumption, but I'm thinking from this listener is saying these are things that the dentist sees as winning. Sometimes we don't know any better, and fear controls everything. I mean, we have a couple bad months, and all of a sudden, we've got our server goes down. Okay, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, and we're already low, and we're like, okay, bonus has got to come from somewhere. We can't not have a server. It's just like all these things are flying at you, and you're just like, man, we need to stay late because
we need it.
I gotta pay for this server or whatever the thing is, right?
That's a good point that you just said. Like, have you ever thought or questioned, because look, there are some people in some cases that after, we're doing it, I'm sitting there going, dang it, why did we do that? But you have to make decisions as to where you sit and where you sit financially, where you sit futuristically, where you see your trends going. That's a great point. So, could this person say not as much just the vision, but can we just talk about what was the reason? And they may just go, I just lost 30 grand in lottery. I don't know. You just never know.
Right.
If and again, it's that patience, the time to sit down and have a conversation. I mean, we make sure that we meet and so that we continually stay in alignment. So then when we're running for weeks on end, we always know, okay, we're in alignment, so maybe you got to have that. But I mean, I just love the first sentence, because how to create a team culture where we win for each other. Now, the other word in there is for, and that I would love to understand. And I don't know if that's just me, I break things down so deep that you're probably like, really? I didn't mean that, really. It's like, I had to be so annoying about it. But is it either for each other or with each other? Because it sounds to me like that could go many ways. That could mean, he or she, the dentist, they're winning, but are we? Are you really winning for me too by making me stay? I mean, what do I get out of it? So that's huge, all of that. And then ask at the end of the conversation, can I ask you, when you're trying to make this decision, can I question you on it once we have this now alignment? Next time you do it, because I know you will, you're a dentist, you're allowed, it's your place. May I have the permission to say, hey, is this really what we want to do in the vision? I think that's huge, just like in sales. It's constantly questions. So, we like to get our new patients in within a week of their call. Now, is that something that you can do within a week? Do you prefer mornings or afternoons? Is morning 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock? Blah, blah, blah. It's constant permission. Do that also, because I'm sure, I don't know, you can attest to it, but it feels better. It feels more collaborative. It feels like you're at choice. It's not saying do this. It's still only giving you a couple things, but it's still allowing you to feel like you're in it together. Vision, make sure you have one, make sure it's clear, make sure you're on the same page so you can create the culture that wins. Don't get cooked in the squat.
And if you do that, then you can change the culture.
And if you do that, then you can change the culture. So the person that will survive in changing the culture is the person that can create the vision to be together.